Welcome to the TxPROS tutorial, how to order a quarterly Hubometer permit in TxPROS. This video was produced by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles, Motor Carrier Division for users of the Texas Permitting and Routing Optimization System, also known as TxPROS. The Texas Department of Motor Vehicles issues a quarterly Hubometer permit for certain types of vehicles used in oilfield or construction operations. This includes well servicing units like coiled tubing units or frac pumps, as well as unladen lift equipment such as cranes or concrete pump trucks. To qualify for this permit, well servicing units must be either self-propelled or trailer-mounted, meaning the equipment is permanently mounted to the power unit or trailer. Unladen lift equipment must be self-propelled and permanently mounted to the power unit in order to qualify. To order a quarterly Hubometer permit in TxPROS, start by selecting New Permit from your customer dashboard. Then choose I know which permit I need. On the Order Permits screen, your company information should already be filled in from your company data. Review the details and make any necessary updates. Next, use the drop-down menu next to Permit Type and select Hubometer, Quarterly. The permit start date will automatically default to today's date. If needed, you can change it by clicking the From box and selecting a new date. The end date will automatically update to 90 days after the selected start date. The next step is the Operating Authority screen. If your company is not required to be registered as a carrier with the FMCSA, select that option and click Next. If your company is required to have a US DOT number from FMCSA, you must enter it. In many cases, the number will already be filled in from your customer data. If it is not, simply type it in, select the radio button next to US DOT number, and click Next. The system will display the company information associated with the number. Review the details carefully, and if everything is accurate, check the box confirming that you understand this information will appear on the issued permit. Then, click Next to continue. On the following screen, select the load description that matches your vehicle type. The available options are self-propelled unladen lift equipment, self-propelled well servicing unit, or trailer-mounted well servicing unit. If you choose a self-propelled option, only truck information can be entered, trailer fields will not be available. In this example, we are selecting trailer-mounted well servicing unit. Notice that the option to add a trailer now appears. Click the plus button to add a trailer. Use the drop-down menu under Vehicle Inventory to select the unit number for the vehicle being permitted. Since this permit applies to the trailer, we are only entering trailer information. You may add a truck, but keep in mind that the power unit selected will be listed on the permit and must be the unit used when pulling the trailer under this permit. If you are permitting a new truck that has not been entered yet, vehicle details can also be entered manually. We are going to select Unit 14T. The vehicle information will automatically populate from the company data. Review the information for accuracy. Then, use the drop-down menu under Industry to select the industry this permit will be used for. In this case, we will select oil and gas industry. Next, enter the dimensions of your vehicle. This permit allows units up to 12 feet wide, 14 feet 6 inches high, and 95 feet long. In our example, the vehicle combination is smaller, so we will enter 11 feet wide, 14 feet high, and 75 feet long. Then, click Enter Weights. Start by entering the number of axles on your vehicle. For this example, we will enter 5. Now, click on the first spacing box and begin entering the axle spacings. These are measured from the center of one axle hub to the center of the next. Continue entering the spacing for each axle all the way to the last axle on your truck and/or trailer combination. In this example, we will enter the following spacings: 16 feet 2 inches, 4 feet 6 inches, 32 feet, and 4 feet 8 inches. Under the weight column, enter the weight distribution for each axle. Keep in mind, the maximum weight allowed for this permit is 30,000 pounds per axle, with up to 850 psi of tread width for non-steerable axles, and up to 950 psi for steerable axles. Not all vehicle combinations will qualify for the maximum weight. The number of axles and the spacing between them affect what can be permitted. If the weights exceed allowable limits, TxPROS will display an error message indicating which axle or axles do not validate. In our example, we will enter 18,000 pounds on the first axle and 25,000 pounds on axles 2 through 5. The next column is for the number of tires on each axle. By default, the system enters 2 tires for the steer axle and 4 tires for the remaining axles, typical of a standard truck and trailer setup. Under tread width, enter the actual width of the tire tread that contacts the road. You can enter the tread width in either inches or millimeters, whichever you choose, the other unit will automatically update. Again, default values are provided but can be edited as needed. For this permit type, you also have the option to enter the axle gauge, which is only required if the axle weights will not validate without it. Gauge is measured differently based on the number of tires on the axle. For 2 tires, measure from the center of one tire to the center of the other. For 4 tires, measure from the center of the pair on one side to the center of the pair on the other. For 8 tires, measure from the outside edge of the outermost tire on one side to the outside edge on the opposite side. If needed, enter the gauge in feet and inches. Once all information is entered, click Validate Weights and close. Click Next at the bottom of the screen. A message will appear stating that the truck information is incomplete. This is normal for this permit type, as truck information is not required. If all other information is correct, click OK to continue. If you need to make changes, click Cancel to return to the previous screen without proceeding. This permit type requires a Hubometer unit to be mounted on the drive axle of the permitted unit. Enter the serial number and the current mileage reading from your Hubometer. Be sure to enter only whole numbers in the mileage field. Special characters like commas, dashes, or periods are not accepted. In this example, we will enter serial number 12568 and mileage 500. Once the information is entered, click Next at the bottom of the screen. The permit fee will now be displayed. The initial quarterly Hubometer permit costs $31, plus any applicable credit card processing fees. When the permit is renewed or closed out, the fee will be calculated based on the number of miles the vehicle has traveled, along with the dimensions and weight listed on the permit. If you need more information on Hubometer closeouts and renewals, please watch the Using the Hubometer Estimator and Hubometer Closeout Renewal features in TxPROS tutorial video, available on the TxDMV website. To complete your request, simply click Payment. This concludes the tutorial on how to order a quarterly Hubometer permit in TxPROS. For more information and to view additional tutorial videos, visit the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles website at www.txdmv.gov and enter the keyword TxPROS.